here today. Why do you want to participate in the debate?
Well, France is a market that's interesting. It's a forerunner market in quite many ways in mobility, lots of things happening. And at the same time, if you want to bring mobility as a service, it's not something that I or my company can do alone. It's an ecosystem thing where everybody has to sort of take the leap of faith at the same time. And that needs a lot of discussion, lots of roundtables so that we can come together and really move the ecosystem. It's not an ecosystem, it's an ecosystem.
And so, did you hear some interesting or surprising topics during your intervention?
Well, it is surprising to see how fast the movement is. What's going on in Bordeaux and how cities are sort of opening up to different types of innovation. It is sometimes surprising. I've been to transport for a long time, and I kind of imagined that it would take much longer.
And do you think that mobility for everyone will be one of the biggest challenges of the future?
I would say mobility and the transformation within mobility or transportation sector will be the biggest economical driver, the one that brings most growth to the world economy in the next decades. The reason why, it's the second largest consumption, and not yet has it been actually revolutionized by digitalization. So there's lots of capacity for growth, much more productivity gains that we can bring about, because most of the money that is a huge market lies with underused assets of people owning their own cars that they only use roughly about 4% of the time.
How do you see the mobility in 10, 20, 30 years? Do you think people will abandon their car and move towards something very different?
I'm pretty certain that by the time the automated vehicle comes, that's the biggest enabler, the last enabler. But even before that, people start not abandoning their car, but maybe their cars, in that sense that they will no longer in those magnitudes own their own cars. They will have their own mobility operators, just like you have your mobile operator. That will just get you there. Within 10, 20 years, I don't think that my kids will have to understand how do I get there. Because their operator, just like you don't worry about how do they connect your goal to Lyon from here. The same will happen in mobility. So someone will just get you there using public transport, using taxis, giving you a car and so on. The big thing for people is we spend roughly about 90 minutes in transportation every day. And now that time will be given back to us. And I kind of like that idea of getting back 90 minutes to our day. And I think those are the biggest things that you will see quite differently within 10, 20 years.